Oh, hello, scum! So recently, I was gifted one of these cute little Sanrio bridges.
Here I go.
From my friend Jasmine. And I gotta tell you, it gave me an idea. So today we are going to be building one of these little tiny villages featuring my bridge. So I've seen people do this before with the dollhouses, but we're gonna go ahead and do my own rendition today. So to start, if you're trying to recreate this exactly, you are going to want a space that is at least 16 tiles wide. As you can see here, I have tried marking the ground for you if that makes your life easier. Although really, you can customize this, kids. I believe in you. But in addition to that, my space is 6 tiles long, and you can see I have indented this in the middle here. So if you're trying to go for it, go for it. But now you don't have to watch me terraform because that's boring. Okay, so getting into the video, we're going to watch a different boring task of me just filling out this space with water. So again, this is very easy to customize if you like already pretty deep in your island and are trying to make this, but because I recently flattened, we're going for the most. So for right now, I am just going to create this small amount of water and then we're gonna come back and fix this later. So crawling up here, you are again just going to terraform a second level, so make sure you're doing this with like enough levels available. But in the center, right behind where you have added the water, you're going to want to terraform a 7 by at least 4 space. As you can see, I did actually make mine 7 by 5. It's not really necessary. It's just like place the items on such a small space, it just gets difficult. So I added an extra one.
You're weak.
But anyway, coming around to the front, we are now finally going to add in our waterfalls. So on this lower level here, you're just going to go ahead and make the whole thing a waterfall, or adjust to your preferences. And then climbing up top here, you are going to want to add one small waterfall on each side. So this is like the 2nd and the 6th tile. And now it's time to get exciting. So coming back here, I am going to drop down my Karopi bridge.
It's not that hard. Swing, snap, rock!
Left side here, I'm just gonna add a little star fragment, and then on the right, I am going to use this grass standee, which I have customized to be brown, although you could definitely go for like all green. You could do white. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, you could do whatever. This is your house, kids. So anyway, I'm also going to add this mountain standee, which to match the bridge, I have made this red as well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and repeat this on the other side, just moving these forward. And then behind all of this, we're gonna get really festive and we are going to add in a whole moon. Now, once that's down, I am also just gonna add 2 little nova lights to either side, but you can really only see these at like certain angles. So is it necessary? No, but shut up. This is my island. Okay, so coming back down here, you may have noticed my tiny little tree that I let grow for a day. And we're gonna go ahead and pick this up because we're gonna start working on this right side. So right in the front here, like in between the space, between the waterfall and the rest of this area, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a dollhouse down, turn that bad boy on, and then do the same thing by adding another one. Then directly behind that second dollhouse, I'm going to add a log stool, drop a dollhouse on top of it, and now it looks like you have little mini cliffs and mountains, and like you're smarter than I really am. But next to that second dollhouse, I am going to add my tiny little cedar tree that I just picked up, and then to stop it from growing, right behind it, I'm just going to bury a fruit tree, which is actually something I learned from Jasmine too. So turns out this video is sponsored by Jasmine. Now you owe me $100. Okay, so anyways, coming back here, I was looking through my storage for just like small items. So if you have any good ideas, let me know. But I'm going to put this little bean box down. Do I know what it's supposed to be? No, but you can tell me what you think it could be. And I think it's cute, so I'm putting it here. But I'm gonna go ahead and place another dollhouse just in front here, and then again add down a log stool, although not that one. That one's ruining the vibe. And pop a dollhouse on top of that. But then in this back row here, I am actually going to be using one of these mush logs to, again, give kind of like a third layer of height, if you will. So I'm gonna add 2 of those. And if we come around to the front, look! It looks like a real little area. Oh my God, I impressed myself. Okay, so coming around to this other side here, I am going to try and create something similar, which is a little bit of variance. So I'm going to add one more dollhouse over here, not put it fully all the way, just like half a tile over, and then but eventually get my life together and add a small coconut tree. Now, I did forget to add the fruit behind it, so I went in and did this later, but just remember that when you're doing it, be better than me. But anyway, I'm going to shove another dollhouse in front of here so that you can kind of see the palm tree peeking through. Add one more to the left of it before finally coming around and using, again, these little log stools. This one finally, it can be hidden, so I'll use it to add one more dollhouse too. Again, behind here is where you want to put your fruit tree, but for now I went ahead and added another mush log, popped a dollhouse down, realized it was the same color so I had to change it out, but eventually got my life together, and then did the same thing to the left of that one. In total I used, I believe, 15 dollhouses because there ends up being 7 on this side and 8 on the other, so if that helps you in ordering before you go to do this yourself. Again, you could make smaller versions of this, but follow your hearts, kids. And then no village, no teeny tiny village would be complete without its flag. So I am placing this here, and this is pretty much everything. I feel quite content with this for the time being. So I went around and started filling out my lake. So I did just go ahead and drag this all the way over. And again, if you don't have a ton of space, you don't need to make your lake so big. You could place this somewhere else, but because we got the room, I am going to go ahead and actually just add 2 little waterfalls to this left side, curve this area out, and I'm just going to add 1 waterfall on this right side here, just so like things feel even but aren't exactly the same. So anyway, I'm not going to go ahead and just speed through me filling out this lake. So I did end up in total bringing it 5 tiles out from the initial terraforming that we had down there. So again, if that's helpful for you, you have the dimensions.
Four to 6 days later.
But I just went around and filled this out, added a couple flowers, and then just curved everything so that it met nicely in the front and felt even. But if you look on this right side here, it wasn't completely even, so I may have had an idea to do the plant on a edge trick, which you can do that by just carving out a terraformed corner and then failing miserably at the water part. Okay, finally getting it where you want. So you make a little corner, like a little edge here, if you will, with the water, and then you can go ahead and plant your tree. But because I placed another tree, my little fruit, behind here, I messed it up and couldn't modify this cliff. So I was a little bit annoyed, but I moved on with life. And instead of redoing it, just decided to crawl up here and add a little mushroom, a little skinny mushroom to represent me as the individual that I am, just very pale and scrawny. And then finally just crawled back up here, replopped my tree because I was trying to see if I could do it without it, and I couldn't. So pretend we didn't just time travel to the next day so that I could get 1 more dollhouse, but I wanted to see what things would look like if I used a block instead of the mushroom logs and the other logs. I think that this is like definitely a different vibe, if you will, but I do think ends up looking cute. So if you wanted to, like, I don't know, maybe you put some brick on the ground instead of letting it be just like grass and natural. Like if you laid brick down everywhere and then used the bricks, I think that could be cute. More of like a hard city in the background. But yeah, this is everything. Wow, so quaint. So I hope that you guys enjoyed me just like heavily rambling at you for 12 minutes. But yeah, let me see your recreations. Make sure you tag me on the internet. Okay, bye.